there who've been blowing up my inbox. They want a comparison between the new 2018 Ford Raptor and a 2014 Ford Raptor. You know, if you don't know much about the whole Ford pickup scene, Ford has been pushing these high-performance trucks for decades now. Originally, it was a truck called the Ford Lightning. You know, that truck had a supercharged V8, had a lot of power. Eventually, you know, they dropped it from the model lineup, and then they decided to go this Raptor route. Now, if you're not familiar with the Raptor, basically it came out onto the scene in late 2009. That's when it hit the dealer showroom floors. Now, what's awesome is before Ford even decided to sell the Ford Raptor, they actually took a special production model and entered the Baja 500 race, actually winning in its class. So not only does this truck have a look of this mean off-road Baja type performance vehicle, but it also has the performance numbers to match it. Now, what I'm going to show you is we're going to start with the 2014, and I want you to be the judge. I'm not here to determine which one is better, which one do you want. I want you to be the judge of that. Do you want to go that traditional V8 route, or do you want to go the newer technology way with twin turbochargers? So let's go ahead and check out this 2014 Ford Raptor. If you look at the Ford Raptor, it's got such a distinctive look to it. When this truck came out onto the scene, one thing I really loved was the grille. I love the way they took the Ford name and actually integrated it into the grille. One thing, I don't know if you've noticed, whether it's a new Ford Raptor or an older Ford Raptor like this one, is that this one has actually these running lights in the grille. Ford had to do that because guess what? This truck is almost 8 inches wider than the standard Ford F-150 that it's based off of. Because of that, it needs to run these lights because it falls into another truck category. So that's why it has these lights here. Another thing that I like that Ford was doing is they actually put a camera up here in the front to where you could actually, if you are off-roading and you want to see what's over the next hill, you could use this to navigate. I really love the way they integrated the bumper, and of course you have your nice strong tow hooks. This thing is meant not for going to get groceries, but for hitting those off-road areas. I think one of the biggest features that really make the front end of the truck different from the new Ford Raptor is this headlight. There is a projector HID beam headlight in there. I like the little touch where they took the F-150 name and put it in the headlight housing. I think that's just those extra touches that Ford does that I'm really, really in love with. Another thing that is specific to the older Ford Raptor is this hood. This has twin vents on it. Now, are you wondering if these vents are just for show? No, these vents actually function. They look good. We're going to take the heat from the huge 6.2 liter V8 and actually extract it through these hood vents on both sides. That's one thing that I just want to point out is when the Ford Raptor came out onto the scene in late 2009, believe it or not, Ford gave you two options when it came to what was under the hood. They had a 5.4 liter V8, and then they had what this one has, the 6.2 liter V8. You're looking at 411 horsepower from that V8. Eventually, Ford saw that not many people were optioning their Raptor with the 5.4, so they dropped it from the lineup, and starting in 2011, any Ford Raptor you see from 2011 to 2016 is going to have that 6.2 liter V8, and there's really no better way to go when you're talking V8 power. Take a look at these awesome wheels that they put on the Ford Raptor. I like the finish. I like the way it has the brushed aluminum with the black metallic anodize. If you're wondering why does it say SVT here, these trucks are special. They actually were built in special numbers by SVT. SVT was Ford's racing branch, and basically what SVT stands for is Special Vehicle Teams. Now, if you look at the new Ford Raptor, which we will in a few seconds, you'll see it says Ford Performance. So basically, Ford's racing branch went from SVT, then they called it Ford Racing for a little while. Now it's known as Ford Performance. And like I pointed out in some of my other Ford reviews, Ford Performance, you're looking at the Raptor, the Ford GT, the Shelby GT 350, and the upcoming GT 500, the Fiesta ST, the Focus ST, and the Ford Focus RS. So you can see that Ford puts a lot of emphasis into high performance. Let's go ahead and continue our way down. Now, another distinctive way to separate the new from an older one is going to be this side vent. Once again, Ford made it functional. We're trying to think about 6.2 liters, 411 horsepower. That's a lot of heat. Heat robs us of horsepower. We're going to draw that heat out the side vents, and I really like the little touch of the SVT that they put in the vent. This is something that if you saw the SVT, you know it can't be a brand new 2017 or 2018 Raptor. Let's continue our way down. Ford is very proud. That 6.2 liter, nice size emblem here on the side. That's also going to let you know that it's not the new Ford Raptor. I really like the running boards. I like the slits that they put in the running boards. It gives it a nice look. These things are very sturdy and they're powder coated. Gives it a nice touch. And you know, talking about color, this black is just drop dead sexy on this Raptor, and it makes it look just so menacing and mean, like you're going to run over something, like a monster truck. Let's continue our way down the back. Now this is obviously a crew cab, so you're going to have 4 functional doors, and I'm telling you, once we go inside these Raptors, I don't care if it's the new one or this 2014, you're going to be sitting in so much space, and there's tons of luxury that would actually compete with cars like BMW and Audi. Let's go ahead and keep working our way back. I don't know if Tom, my cameraman, can show you. Ford Raptors, they don't mess around. They come with Fox racing suspension. There's that SVT logo on there. That is something that is Raptor specific. You're not going to see that on your standard F-150. I really think it's kind of cool the way they have side exhausts on the V8 model. On the EcoBoost, you'll see that the exhaust is in a different position, but it really gives it almost like that NASCAR truck series look where you're running the exhaust out the side. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back here. The back of the tailgate is very clean. It's got a nice large Raptor emblem there, so people behind you know that, hey, this isn't your standard F-150. There's the SVT again. Very nicely finished. You got your strong tow hooks. Like I said, this thing is no nonsense. You can take it off-roading and you'll be able to pull people out and not be the one that's getting pulled out with these tow hooks. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bed here. So the tailgate drops very easily. Now, Ford came out with something very ingenious when they came out with these F-150s, especially this Raptor. There's a handle here. Like, say you want to get into the back of the truck, there's a handle here that you actually lift up. That's going to give you that. Now you're saying, well, what do I got to do? Swing my leg up there? No, you don't have to do that. You reach underneath here, and what you're going to do is pull out your step, and there we are. We're in the back of this 2014 Ford Raptor. Now, one thing that I like that Ford is doing is they spray in the Bedliner. That's important because condensation will not build underneath that sprayed in inliner. It also has nice metal hooks here to tie things down, lots of space. You'll see when we look at the newer one, I'll point out some of the differences between the 2014 and the new 2018. One other thing, since I'm back here, you see this back window here? This is a power sliding back window. So from inside the truck, you can actually slide the window. It's all power. Very nice touches. And I don't know if Tom wants to show you on the roof of the truck. This does have a nice sunroof to it. So you're getting that off-road capability. You're also getting those touches because I know you're going to be driving this truck every day, and it's actually a fun, capable, easy driving truck. So let's go ahead. If you're ready, I'd like to show you the new 2018 Ford Raptor. And like I said, I want you to be the judge of which one you would want to park in your driveway. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, I'm ready to show you this brand new 2018 Ford Raptor. Check out the front of the business here. I really am in love with what Ford is doing with their headlights. They got the nice bright LEDs. I love this C shape and how the bodywork actually goes into the headlight housing. That is going to be a giveaway that this is a 2017 or 2018 Ford Raptor, which obviously this is a 2018 because this is a brand new truck. Let's take a quick look back to the 2014. You could see how the headlight housing is different. There's no body work that is going into the headlight, and it's got that HID projector beam in there rather than the LEDs. Another thing that's going to be different, and you probably wouldn't even notice it, is this opening right here in the lower bumper. This is actually larger
than on the 2014, which you could see the difference, how much smaller it is here. These are just different things I'm just trying to point out to you so that you'd be able to differentiate the new with the old. One thing that I actually really am in love with is how Ford took the name to the next level with integrating it into the grille. I like the way that they put the running marker lights so that they're more blended into the front of the grille, and they actually updated the camera as well. Everything else down here, except for this plastic grill area, is going to be just like on the other Ford Raptor. You got your nice, strong, dependable tow hooks. You have this wonderful, I don't know if Tom wants to pan underneath here, this metal skid plate. That's something that is both on the 2018 and the 2014. Very strong. It's made out of metal. I've actually seen some trucks where they have plastic skid plates, and I don't even understand the point of that, because once you hit something, you're just going to yank it off. But with this, nice and strong. It's that Ford dependability, and that's why I love this Raptor. Let's go ahead and work our way down the side. So as you can see, I really, really love the silver. This truck has the special decal package. I like the stripes on the hood. It really breaks it up with the silver. If Tom wants to show you the hood, here's the new updated hood. So instead of having twin heat extractors, we have one center one that's much larger. That's another cue that this is a brand new Ford Raptor. And this is functional, just like in the other one. The wheels, they updated the wheel package a little bit. I still love the nice brushed aluminum. They have the nice, it's like I want to say like a gunmetal gray finish. Gives it a really nice touch. And if Tom could show you, lurking behind there, something you're not going to see on the other truck, there's one of those turbos. Remember, this is twin turbo, 450 horsepower. This truck does 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. Now, I know a lot of people are going to put comments saying, oh, if it's going to be a truck, it's got to be a V8. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that V8. But I'm telling you right now, what Ford is doing with these EcoBoost engines, 450 horsepower, and a truck that weighs over 5,000 pounds that does 0 to 60 in 5 seconds, that's mind blowing. Let's work our way down the side. So here's that other side vent, functional just like on the 2014. It's a little different shape. If you're wondering, it does not say SVT, because remember, the new Ford Raptor uses Ford Performance. That's where it's at. As you work our way down the side, I like the upgraded running boards here. They changed the design on them a little bit. Very sturdy. I like the way that they put the finish on it. Very durable. I like this. This may sound stupid, but I like this door handle. On the older model, it was just black plastic. I like the way that they decided to color match it with the outside of the truck. It just gives it that extra nice, clean finish to it. As you can see, we got the crew cab, we have 4 doors, and you'll see whether it's the 2014 or the 2018, inside these trucks, it's a lap of luxury. It's unbelievable. This is probably one of my favorite parts. With the decal package, you're going to get this decal that runs down the side that says Raptor. I like it because it's tasteful. On the older Raptors, which that other 2014 does not have a decal package, but you could get a decal package on the older ones. It was more graphic to it, and I felt like it was a little too much. This is just a nice, clean look. I like the way it says Raptor on the side, lets you know that this is a capable off-road vehicle. If Tom wants to show you, we have the new updated, those are new updated Fox Racing shocks back there. I like the way they took the Raptor name and put it on the shock there. That tells you that this thing is meant for the Baja 500. You know that because guess what? Ford entered a production model into the Baja 500 and won its class. Let's keep working our way to the back. I'm in love with these taillight housings. I really love the shape. This thing has full blind spot radar monitoring that you would find on a lot of other vehicles. I think Ford hit the nail right on the head here. I just like the way the Ford is put into this back of the tailgate. It's very tasteful. I like the new updated Raptor emblem. It's all blended in nice into this section. And then you have the wonderful silver around it. And then probably one of the coolest touches on the 2018 is going to be the dual exhaust of that twin turbo V6. Remember, 3.5 liter, 450 horsepower, guys. Let's go ahead and open up the tailgate here. You'll notice that it's got the nice soft dropping tailgate. Now, if you're wondering, hold on, where's that handle? Ford doesn't stop. They don't stop changing. What they did was is they used a little bit more ingenuity, and they said, hey, why have it here? Let's blend it in. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit this button. You pull this out. It locks down. And then here's the other handle. Pull it up just like that, and then you're ready to go. You hop right in the back of your truck. One thing that I want to point out, you still have the same nice spray and bed liner. I love the LED lights that they're putting on both sides of the bed. If you're out in the dark in the woods, there's no natural light, you could light up the inside of the bed of this truck. I also like these tie down hooks that they have. They have still the metal ones, which what's nice is they powder coated it instead of just leaving it bare metal. And they have these extra hooks here to use some type of tie down, a come along to strap down your stuff so it's not flopping around the back of the truck. And of course, the nice new updated, this is updated back window glass, and it has the power sliding window in there. That's a really nice touch. And I just love the way that this back window, it's seamless except for that sliding rear window. So I don't know about you, but I am ready to start these things up and show you what's underneath the hood of both of these Ford Raptors. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, here we are underneath the hood of this beast, 6.2 liter V8, 411 horsepower. Check out how the front of the truck, when it's opened, you have access to the radiator, coolers, everything, which is really nice because when the hood opens, so does the grill area. There she is, 6.2 liter V8. You can see how Ford really did their homework and set the engine low in the chassis and as far back as they could. Remember, it's all about balance. It's all about where you're positioning that weight, especially because, like I said, this truck is a no-nonsense high-performance truck. If you wanted to enter it in some type of off-road race, whether you're doing it amateur or professional, this truck could take the abuse. Also, it's balanced so that the truck's going to handle properly when you're going down those trail roads or you're going in those off-road dunes or wherever you're taking this thing. Because I promise you, no matter which Raptor you go with, these things are off-road capable. One last thing I want to point out before we close the hood, here's the openings. I don't know if Tom wants to show you on his side. Those are the openings I was telling you about that the heat extractors draw the heat out of the engine. Because remember, we want nice cold air hitting this engine. That's going to give you the most power because that nice condensed air, it's cool, it's dense, bigger bang, more horsepower. That's how it works. So if you're ready, I'm ready to show you that EcoBoost engine, 3.5 liter V6. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, here we are underneath the hood of the 2018 Ford Raptor, and there is lurking underneath the hood that 3.5 liter V6 twin turbocharged. That's 450 horsepower, guys. Whenever you see EcoBoost, that should tell you right away that it's a Ford product and that Ford product has at least one turbocharger. This has two turbochargers. Same thing as the 2014. They took that engine, they put it nice and low in the chassis. They have it as far back as they can for that weight distribution. Let me come around and show you over here. I love the way Ford has enlarged this air scoop. So the air is going to come obviously from the front of the car down into the scoop, into the air box, and that's going to give you all that performance. They really thought this out, and if you are under the impression that just because it's a V6 and it doesn't have that V8 rumble, that it's not a performer, this thing is a performer. And that's why I love it, is because I like seeing manufacturers taking these vehicles and they go and they race them and they want you to do the things that you want to do with full capability. One last thing I want to point out, just like on the 2014, here in that hood, this shows you that that heat extractor is functional. We're taking the hot air going out the top of the hood, and that's what helps keep giving you the performance. So I don't know about you, but I'm ready to check out the inside of these Raptors. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, here we are inside this 2014 Ford Raptor. You would think that, okay, the 2018 is going to have so much more than the 2014. And you'll see that there are definitely some differences. But I'm telling you right now, if you go with an older version of the Raptor like this 2014, you're still going to get a lot of usability, a lot of comfort, and a lot of luxury. What I really like is I like this nice large navigation screen here. Comes with full navigation. One thing I'm not the biggest fan of are all these buttons. I think this is a little too button crazy for me, especially because you have the radio set up here and also the AC setup all tight together. I wish they would have done it something a little different. Here's one thing that I've always been very impressed with Ford. They know that you want to add things to your pickup truck. They actually give you auxiliary switches right here in the center console where if you want to add some extra lights, fog lights, maybe a light out the rear, you could do that, and you don't have to finagle trying to wire a switch or a button somewhere. We have the switches right here, so that's really nice. I like the touches, though. I like the silver. I like the shiny chrome plastic that they have here, and a very nice shifter. One thing that you're definitely going to notice when we get into the 2018 is the center console. Now, this center console is still very big. You know, it's not small by any means, but when we get in the 2018 Raptor, this is one place where Ford really did their homework, and it's like you could almost put a full-size motorcycle helmet in the center console of the new one. This one is a little bit smaller, but still has plenty of room. I just like the steering wheel. One thing you'll notice on the Raptors is they take some red leather and they put it on the steering wheel to let you know where center is. Because think about it, if you're off-roading and the wheel is going back and forth, you're always going to know where top dead center is. If Tom wants to come in, I want to show you some of the features from behind the wheel. One thing I want to show you right off the bat is this truck, like I showed you earlier, has a sunroof. So what's really nice is that you just pull right back on the sunshade and it has a nice size sunroof. What's impressive though is Ford was able to take that even further with the 2018 Raptor, where it has a panoramic sunroof, which we'll show you that in a second. But let me go ahead and start this up. Right away, you'll notice you get nice instrumentation. I like the way the Raptor name comes up on the screen. What's cool is you can operate the air conditioning from the navigation screen as well if you don't want to use the buttons. But if you wanted to use the buttons, that obviously turns on the air. This has heated seats. It also has a lot of nice features that you're used to on other models, but very, very nice, nicely done with this. This Ford Raptor also has the tow package. So what you're able to do is you're able to switch into low, high, whether you want all-wheel drive, whether you want to keep it two-wheel, and then it has the automatic release to release that trailer that you might be towing, whether it's a boat, a wave runner, or whatnot. I don't know if Tom could show you. I like the way this still has analog gauges, and it's got a nice little information screen in the center, and across the top, there's your oil pressure, your coolant temp, your fuel, every gauge that you need. And that's what I like to see. And that's what you'll see in Ford Performance products is they go and they give you those extra instrumentation. Now, if you're wondering about transmission, this has a 6-speed transmission, very, very good, reliable transmission. When we get to the new Ford Raptor, we're talking about a 10-speed transmission. So it's just crazy how the technology is carrying these trucks further and further. I don't know if Tom could pan to the back and show you there is plenty of room back there for your kids, for your friends. They're going to sit back there very comfortable. It's just a nice environment. You don't feel like you're in a truck. Trust me, they've come a long way. I remember growing up, my dad had a 1977 Ford Ranger single cab, and that thing was like riding in a truck. You knew it was a truck. But this, it feels like you're riding in some luxury vehicle because not only do they give you the outside performance, they're also giving you those nice touches inside. So if you're ready, I'm ready to show you that 2018, what it's all about on the inside. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, here I am sitting inside this 2018 Ford Raptor, and I'm telling you, I'm blown away every time I sit in one of these, what Ford has done with the inside of a pickup truck. Now, if you have not watched my full review of another 2018 Ford Raptor I did, make sure you click on that. That's going to be in my in-depth review playlist. You definitely want to watch that one because it's a nice ruby red one. But anyways, back to this one. If Tom wants to show you, this one comes with the carbon fiber package. If you look on the door panel, you're going to get some nice carbon fiber trim. I really like the way they take the carbon fiber and they bring it to the interior of the car. If you look here, right in front of the glove box, you have more carbon fiber and even carbon fiber down here on the center console and on the shifter. One thing that also is a nice touch is down there on the sill. When you get into this vehicle, every time you know you're getting into a Ford performance product. These products are built by Ford to give us the utmost performance. I love these leather seats. These seats are not only heated, but also air conditioned. I like the embroidery of the Raptor near the headrest, and it's just a beautiful leather, nice and soft. I like the way it's perforated. Very, very good quality materials. If you look here, they did some stuff that's different from the 2014 we looked at. They cleaned up this part of the center console. If you remember in the 2014, there were a bunch of auxiliary switches here. They actually have now moved the auxiliary switches to the top, which is very nice. It gets it out of the way, and they give you an extra one. So instead of having 5, now you have 6 auxiliary switches. I'm going to go ahead and start this up and show you more about the ceiling. If you look up top, like in the other one, it had a sunroof. This is panoramic. Watch how nice it is to operate this. You just go ahead and hit this button right here, and then voila, the shade gets pulled back, and you can see that beautiful sunroof. And just keep moving them back. Guess what? There's another one back there for the people in the back seat. So you have a nice open air feel. It's a very, very nice touch, and that's what I like what Ford is doing about these products. Here's something that they changed. They must have listened to me after watching this video. I like the way they moved the radio controls up. There's a separation here for a CD, and then they have the air conditioning buttons down here. I really, really like the way they move that. And you can see it's really easy to use. You can adjust it. You can put max. You could lower it, raise it. It's dual air conditioning. Here's where you could adjust the blower motor. So it's very easy to use, and I like the way they separated that. Check this out. I really like and love how they have this compartment down here. You could plug any USB product, your phones down in there, have them charge. What I kind of like is you could leave it in here, or you could just rest your phone right in this nice slot. That's a really nice touch. And these are things that Ford is doing to try to make the environment inside the truck better for you. I like the cup holders. If there's something I could change about these cup holders, I would like to see a sliding lid here. If you don't have any cup holders, that would be a nice finish, almost like what they did with the carbon fiber here. If they had this carbon fiber material over the cup holders, that would be nice. Another thing I want to point out, here's more carbon fiber. This is real carbon fiber, guys. This is not faux carbon fiber. This is the real deal, wet weaved carbon fiber, and it is beautiful. Here's our nice size navigation. I've always liked the MySync system in the Ford. It's very easy to use. You could go through the buttons, and it's very quick and very responsive. I really, really like those features. This one is also going to have where you're able to switch on the fly to 2-wheel, 4-wheel. You could be high or low. It also has something that separates it from the 2014. You could actually, when you're backing this up to a trailer, use this knob to maneuver the vehicle so that you could get those fine, precise movements when you're trying to hitch up your boat or your trailer or whatever you got back there. Let me show you on top here. I like what a lot of manufacturers are doing, especially Ford. They have this nice soft material with the stitches. It gives it that nice, classy touch. I love the steering wheel. There's our red leather in the center so that if you're going off-road, you know where top dead center is. If Tom could show you the gauges here, I really like what they did. Now, if you remember in the 2014, they have all the same gauges. It's just now what they did was they kept the tach and they kept the speedometer analog, and all your other gauges there are now digital. I really, really like that. It cleans up the look, and I still like seeing an analog tachometer and an analog speedometer. This truck has a 10 speed. Now, what's awesome about it is that Ford and General Motors, two rivals, actually came together to develop this 10-speed. And you'll see when we take this truck out on the road, it is effortless. The shifts are effortless. It even has, like I said, you could take, say you need to charge up your laptop, you could put your home charger right in there, and it's good to go. And then this is really the climax here behind the wheel. Check out this center console. I told you, this thing is huge. You could fit a helmet in here. That's how large this center console opening is. And it's those things that Ford is thinking about. They know people that have these trucks, especially if you're using it for work. You got a lot of things you got to keep with you. Very, very nice touch. And I love the nice soft leather here. It's really showing you that Ford is trying not only to do the performance, but it's also trying to do the nice finishes inside. And then check out the back. I am impressed with how much space your kids are going to have, your friends. I really like, though, back there how they carry that same perforated leather with the gray trim on it. It gives it a nice distinctive look. Back there, you're going to have heated seats. And then you have, remember, that sunroof that is over the passengers as well. These are the things I'm talking about when it comes to these Ford trucks. And I don't know about you, but I'm ready to take this out onto the road. Let's go take it for a spin.
All right, guys, so we're going to start off in this 2014 Ford Raptor. Remember, this has the 6.2 liter V8, 411 horsepower, 6-speed transmission. Let me show you how it gets up and goes. So you can see it pulls very nicely. You got a lot of torque there from that V8 engine, and it has that nice rumble that I know many of you guys like to have with your pickup truck, that V8 rumble. And I think that's probably some of the hang up between people not falling in love with the brand new Raptor, is that you're used to having that V8 rumble, but you're not ready yet to hear those twin turbos and that V6. But I promise you, if you take one for a test drive, come up to Walker Ford in Clearwater, Florida, take it for a test drive, I'm telling you, it's gonna blow you away, because it does have a distinct sound. It's not whisper quiet, and you're gonna feel the power of 450 horsepower. So you're gonna get that extra power, plus the updates that they did inside the truck are very well done. But like I said, with that 6.2 liter V8, it gets up and goes very smooth. That's what I love about the Raptors, is not only is the suspension set up for taking you off-road, but when you're driving, it has a nice feel to it. It doesn't feel floaty. You're not bobbing around all over the place. It's very nice and secure, and it's got a great presence on the road that I think you're gonna really, really fall in love with. All right, so driving this 2014 Ford Raptor, same story. You know, it's a pussycat. The truck, you want to daily drive this, you could drive it with the easiest of movements. It's nice and smooth. When you pull out on a road, though, and you want to give it go, it's got that 6-speed. You can feel the power go to the wheels. You get a little bit of a chirp, which is cool. Now, you'll see when we get to the 2018 Ford Raptor, the way the power delivery is in the EcoBoost engine is going to be a little bit more linear. And because that truck has the 10-speed, the way that the power is delivered to those rear wheels, you're not going to have really issues with any type of chirping or tire slippage like we did just a second ago, which that is what you're looking at. With the twin turbos, the power is way more linear, but with the 6.2 liter, you're getting all that torque, and that's what's happening. So at the end of the day, I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed whichever way you go. And remember, if you're looking at an older Ford Raptor, they hit the showroom floors late 2009, so you got plenty of options there. And if you wanted, there still are, if you look, those 5.4 liters, the ones that people chose to have a 5.4 liter, they're still available out there if you look. But primarily what you're going to find is that 6.2 liter V8, what is in this 2014. Because if you remember, going back to the start of this video, in 2011 is where you were only able to choose a 6.2 liter V8. And even with the new one, there are no engine options. With the brand new one, you get the 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine with that 10-speed automatic. And like I said, you just can't go wrong with either one. The fit and finish in here is great. Like I said, I think my biggest complaint on the inside of the 2014 is this
button mess here. There's just way too many buttons, and I don't want to be taking my eyes off the road to look at these buttons because there's just so many of them. You'll see the 2018, they updated that and they separated the buttons for you so that you didn't have a lot of confusion trying to operate the AC or the radio controls. All right, so now we're taking out the 2018 Ford Raptor, and you can see, you know, the truck, it's a crew cab, very large, but it moves. Twin turbocharged, 450 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds. That is unheard of in a vehicle of this size. What I really like about the inside, when you're driving down the road, you have very good visibility. I'm in love with this 10-speed automatic. Now you would think 10-speed, you're probably going to be going up and down gears constantly. No, it's really effortless. You don't really notice the changing of the gears. And when we drove that 2014 Ford Raptor, that was a 6-speed, and I think that you'll probably notice from the video footage that this is actually smoother than that 2014 Ford Raptor that we took for a drive. All right, so here we are sitting at this light, and once this light turns green, I'm going to show you is just the way that the weight transfer is. I don't know if you remember me talking earlier about the placement of the engine. Ford did their homework. They set that engine nice and low in the chassis, as far back as they could, to help with that center of gravity and to help with weight distribution when you are accelerating or deaccelerating. It's really just to make the whole car be more controllable. I mean, here we go. From a dead stop, the weight transfers back, it just goes. And this thing, it goes all the way up to 6,000 RPM. It's so smooth. That's what I like about it. You know, you think that if you haven't been behind the wheel of a larger truck, that it'd be really cumbersome and feel awkward. It's really easy to maneuver, and I'm telling you, if you need to get out of a spot in a hurry with the twin turbocharged 3.5 liter V6, it's a no-brainer.
All right, guys, so as you can see, it's one hell of a decision between that 2014 Ford Raptor with that 6.2 liter V8 versus the brand new 2018 Ford Raptor with that EcoBoost, that 3.5 liter twin turbo V6. I am blown away by both of them. There's some things that I love and some things that I don't love about each of them. And really, at the end of the day, you need to get out there and get behind the wheel of both of these vehicles to really experience what they have to offer and what are they lacking. But anyways, I want to thank you all for watching today. I want to definitely give a big, huge shout out to Walker Ford for stepping up to the plate. And at Walker Ford specifically, I want to thank Tracy and Benji. They do an amazing job. Every time that my viewers have something Ford product related that they want to see on Raity's Rides, Tracy is always there to help make it happen, and Benji does a great job getting the cars together. So I just want to say thank you to all of them at Walker Ford. I want to give a huge shout out to Tom Moschner for filming this episode of Raity's Rides. He's doing such an amazing job behind the camera, and I appreciate all of his effort and time. And I definitely want to thank all of you guys, my viewers, my subscribers. If you have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I guarantee you it's worth coming back for more. I give wonderful, unbiased views of a lot of different vehicles, and there's always something new popping up on Raity's Rides. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If there's something specific you want to see, leave a comment in that comment section. You could go visit my website, raitysrides.com, and leave a comment there that will directly get sent to me. If you have a particular vehicle that maybe you own that you would like to see featured on Raity's Rides, let me know. We could put something together. Check out my Instagram page. It has all original content. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.